Already new this morning, 2023 was another year of high inflation and interest rate hikes. So it's no surprise that financial freedom is a top resolution for Americans in 2024. But this takes some planning. Local financial professional Tony Drake from Drake & Associate joins us now to help there with your financial goals for 2024. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing well. I can't complain. I need to listen up to you on this because this is speaking to me. Why is the new year a good time to work on your finances?
Well, I think so many of us set resolutions. Hopefully we're still sticking with it, right? And whether it's physical, mental health stuff, but a lot of people don't realize that financial health is really impactful. About 77% of Americans admit they feel anxious about finances. So it's a great time of year to reset, really think about some new strategies, maybe some changes you can make to really improve your financial health for 2024.
Okay, well, what are some of those examples of good financial goals to set?
First, and maybe the most important, is saving. This is that concept of paying yourself first. So most of us, wouldn't skip the cell phone bill, right? So you don't want to skip paying yourself. If you can have that savings plan, you can start small, but have it come directly out of your paycheck if possible. Most people don't even recognize that that money is not there. That really builds over time. The retirees that I'm working with today, many of them have seven-figure balances, and people assume that means they were big income earners. They weren't. They were average everyday Americans just like us. And they just saved over time. They paid themselves first, took some money out of their checks, and that really made a difference. Now, you also want to be careful this year. With inflation came higher interest rates. So that bad debt that we're all trying to avoid, that credit card debt, can come with a real big price tag if you're spending more than you're bringing in. So you want to think about paying off that debt. Two quick methods to consider. One's the Snowball method that says take the smallest balance you have, get it knocked out. That'll create some excitement, some momentum, and that psychologically can really help people knock out some of that debt.
You were mentioning that. What are some ways that we can stick to those financial resolutions? Because, we may go into it, we're doing well, we're doing good, and then all of a sudden we're back at square one.
That's how I feel with my diet sometimes, with my New Year's resolutions. But really, I think writing it down. A goal's not real unless you write it down. You want to be able to track your progress, know exactly what the goal is. And when it comes to savings, save for some fun stuff too. Maybe it's a trip coming up. Maybe it's a new vehicle or something you wanted. There's nothing wrong with that stuff if you plan for it and save for it. It's also great to have an accountability partner, whether that's a partner you're in a relationship with, maybe a sibling, a friend, someone that you can talk to, be honest about the things that are working well financially and the things that aren't, and someone that's willing to hold you accountable to the different goals that you're trying to achieve. And if you get off track, don't panic. Worst thing to do is just let it spiral. You can always reset, go back to step one. Think about your savings goals, write down some new goals, and really get back on track before things really spiral for the year.
Yeah, I think one of the important things, too, is just to kind of lay it out, literally lay out your bills on the table, what you owe, because sometimes we don't really know what all you have. You got a bill to pay, but you don't have all of those numbers in front of you. How important is it to just set that out in front?
You really want to have that visible. It's really important. No matter what type of financial planning you're doing, it comes down to having a budget, knowing exactly what you're spending. It's not a fun exercise to go through for most of us, but for 30, 60, 90 days, if you track everything that you purchase, most people are surprised that there's something in there that they're spending a lot more money on than they thought. That can be a great item to target to maybe reduce your costs. But, early in my life, Frank, in my 20s, I was upside down in credit card debt. Similar concept. I bought a little whiteboard from the store. I wrote out the credit cards, the balances, the interest rates, and I kept that hanging in my bathroom. I wanted to see it every day so I could continue to work on that and get that debt knocked out.
I love that. I have to work on that myself. Well, Tony, we appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, buddy.